Thanks for joining us today on Lincoln County Connections. As we did last Thursday, I am joined by Susan Traxel. She's a PIO with Health and Human Services. My name is Casey Miller, and every Thursday we do Connections here and talk about Lincoln County government. But we are doing, and probably will continue to do, COVID-related radio shows for you. So stay tuned, and remember, this is loaded as a podcast on Uquinna Communications website, and we as well turn this into a video is what we've been doing, and put that on Lincoln County's YouTube, and it's also on audio as well on the county's website. So thanks to Uquinna Communications for continuing to rock and roll. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning, Casey.
Well, I think we're just going to provide some updates today about what's going on. It's been a week since we've been here, and Monday through Friday we have a daily briefing with our Joint Information Center. We have been working through the weekend. We're not doing briefings during the weekend, but we're monitoring media and doing all kinds of stuff. So, wow, Susan, on the way over here, I wanted to ask you about just kind of that national outlook, and you gave me some sobering data about how we see COVID increasing elsewhere. What are you seeing?
Well, what we've seen on the data, we have links to some of the maps on our website, especially the Johns Hopkins map, and we put out information to the public yesterday with those links also. So what we're seeing is the, oh, you want a microphone?
Yeah, sorry about that. We're going to put Susan's lapel mic on. There you go.
What we're seeing is that in the U.S., we've all heard about Washington being the start. They're starting, they've been doing a lot of work. New York is an epicenter right now for that region, and they've been seeing in the last 3 days, the governor reported that they've been steady in their increases. So they're kind of starting to turn that curve a little bit flatter. Mm-hmm. They're still seeing more cases. They're still struggling with hospital capacity, but the methods or the restrictions they put in place have started to work a little bit. Yeah. But it's still bad. The other place I just heard coming in today on the news that Louisiana is the next spot. In fact, they are increasing at a higher rate than anywhere else in the world. They had a Mardi Gras celebration recently, and they were saying that people were catching their beats and they were catching the virus. So they are really struggling in Louisiana right now. So the things we've been doing here is to try and slow this down and prevent what's happened in New York and prevent what's happened in Louisiana right now.
So Louisiana, for example, is an example of, social distancing.
Right.
In a sense. And they have not, for example, asked people to stay home. Is that correct? Or did they? Or?
Louisiana, they are now. Yes, they are. From what I've seen, you don't quote me on that, but they are. Sure. I know that Mississippi is not. And so, it's every state is doing their own thing. Some governors have different opinions about what is the best course of action for their state. Yes. In this state and in this county and in our cities, we have chosen to take the most extreme measures we can at this time to try and slow down the spread of the virus and prevent it from becoming a huge issue in our county. We have 2 hospitals with 50 beds. Yeah. It would be bad if we got the numbers that they're getting in places like Portland or Seattle or New York or New Orleans.
Yeah, since we last were on the radio last Thursday, of course, through the weekend, we produced a video, or, Katie asked folks that if you're visiting, this is not a good idea. And then, of course, Monday night, that emergency ordinance that was unanimously passed by all the incorporated cities of Lincoln County, really trying to, and I think effectively, ask those visitors and mandate those visitors that you cannot be here during this time. So, man, a lot is changing quickly. And I think a lot can change quickly. Your sense of the media monitoring you're doing, have some folks just don't seem to be believing that this is really a serious pandemic?
There are a few, I've seen a few of those, but the vast majority of people are taking this seriously.
Okay,
And that's
good.
exactly what we had hoped for. And I'm really proud of our citizens and our residents here in
Yeah.
Lincoln County. People really are taking it seriously. I saw a drastic difference between Saturday with the traffic and Sunday even, and into Monday. It's just, I go out and at 8 o'clock, it's as
Yeah.
if it's evening time, and I'm used to lots of traffic coming into work, and that's just not happening now. That's a great sign. That's a really
Yeah.
good sign, and gives us some hope for the future on what will happen in Lincoln County.
Yeah. The videos that we've been putting online and sharing on social media, sometimes when we post those videos, I wonder, okay, how much engagement are they going to get? And then amazingly, like Katie's video up to 12,000. Last I looked, the announcement on the COVID case, the county case, had risen to thousands and thousands of numbers. So I
Right,
think
and
folks are
that-
hearing this.
They are hearing that, and that particular announcement is confusing. We expected
Yeah,
it to
wanna
be
talk about
confusing. Yeah, it was. It's a hard one because we got the report that one of our residents confirmed positive for COVID. They developed signs outside of the county, and they're being treated outside the county. And it's an investigation. We trained more nurses this week to do these investigations because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
You've got to find people. So we don't even have all the answers on where they were, how long they've been out of the county. Did they have any contact with people in the county within the 14 days prior? Those are the things we're still working on. And so people thought, well, that means we don't really have a case. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is we've got to stay home to prevent the spread and prevent the high drastic increase that we will see if we don't do that. We're going to see one of a person in this county. It's inevitable. It's inevitable right now. I don't see any way around that because of the way the virus spreads. It's highly contagious, and the U.S. was a little slow on some of the measures we took. We've put some drastic measures in place here, thankfully, to county leadership, state leadership, the cities. So we're hoping to slow it, but we've got to all stay home, if at all possible, to stop the spread.
Yep. Okay. Susan Traxel, she's a PIO with Health and Human Services. We are talking about COVID, and we will continue to talk about that. Thanks for joining us today on Lincoln County Connections. We are talking about the coronavirus. And Susan Traxel is on the program today, PIO, Public Information Officer for Health and Human Services, been very deeply involved daily with the emergency response. So, PPE, what does that mean? It's an acronym.
It is an acronym, and people are starting to learn that now. It's personal protective equipment. This is
Okay.
what our first responders wear to protect themselves from any kind of contagion.
So, has there been a shortage of this
Well,
type of
well, yes,
protective
there
equipment?
has. There has been, and here's why there's a shortage. We got
Yeah.
a question today about, didn't we have these in our disaster supplies? Didn't we plan for this? We did. We absolutely did.
Yeah.
But the most frequent disaster you have is a localized disaster, not a global disaster.
I see.
So that's the problem, is that every country in the entire world is needing this, and there's just not enough to go around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we are looking at, we just organized a donation system for the county to donate personal protective equipment, and it's in 4 areas of the county. These will be going towards the people on the front lines who need this. So in North County, you're going to be able to donate at the North Lincoln Fire and Rescue. That's in Northwest Highway 101, the Bob Everest Station.
Okay.
2525 Northwest Highway 101, between 9 and 3 every day during the week, Monday through Friday. Do you want me to keep going through these lists?
Yes, please.
All right, so Central County, here in Newport, at the Newport Fire Department at 245 Northwest 10th. They also will be accepting donations from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. In East County, you can go to Toledo at the Toledo Fire Station up there on Burgess Road between 9 and 3, Monday through Friday. And in South County, Walport at Central Oregon Coast Fire and Rescue on 145 Northwest Alsea Highway from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. So every single drop-off is from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday at North Lincoln Fire and Rescue, Newport Fire, Toledo Fire, and Central Oregon Coast Fire and Rescue.
So this PPE needs to be disposable, reusable, unopened, and opened. So what's the criteria there? Can you drill into that a little bit?
So they prefer that it's in the original box.
Okay.
And if it's expired, that's okay. We are using that, we can use that for other purposes because you need PPE not just for coronavirus, but for other activities. So we're trying to use whatever we can get: masks, face shields, gowns, gloves, eye protection. I did see on Facebook yesterday the school district was making face shields with 3D printers. So that's
Really?
a great partnership.
Wow, cool.
That's out there. The other thing that is happening is Samaritan Health Services is going to be pushing out today instructions on what they will accept for sewn mask, handmade mask. A lot of people are wanting to help with that.
Homemade stuff.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're going to be amplifying their message or getting that out today. So stay tuned to our Facebook pages and we'll push it out to our media partners on what you can do to donate in that manner.
Now, what about wearing this ourselves as non-responders while going to the store, things of this nature? Is that useful?
For us to go to the store?
Well,
Once a week we go to
you
the
know
store.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we see people wearing masks, and
Oh, I
is
see what
that
you mean.
truly helpful?
It's the masks are really intended for those who are the first responders providing care,
Okay.
or if you're already sick and showing symptoms to prevent the cough from getting out
I
there
see.
onto surfaces. If you are healthy and don't have the virus, it's not really going to help you. The problem is people are worried and concerned, and that's okay. If you have handmade masks, that would be fine to wear. There's nothing that will go bad if you wear it. Just know it's not perfect. It's not going to protect you from the virus, but it could protect you from getting the virus out there onto other
I see.
surfaces.
Well, then a good idea. We'll take our last break. Back with Susan after these messages. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to KNPT and throughout the county on KWDP, Lincoln City, KBCH. We are talking to Susan Traxel. She's a public information officer with Lincoln County Health and Human Services. Susan,
Casey.
we as well are or have opened our call center to the public. In fact, it's open right now.
It is, yes, it's after 9.
9:23, but it opened at 9 until 1 today.
Yes, we had the Lincoln County Call Center open. Short hours this week as we work on getting staffing. We are looking for agency, representatives from the county and other agencies. So the phone number for that is 541-265-0621. That call center can be for any kind of questions you may have. We still want people to call 211 for general information.
Yeah.
Go to website if you have access to internet. The other call center that's opened is Samaritan. This one we really encourage people to use if you have health questions. This is for the general public if you have questions about your health, what to do, or providers. So that call center number is 541-451-SICK. So that's 541-451-7425, and they're open from 8 to 7:30 every day.
Okay, and that's SICK.
SICK.
Okay. So the difference between the two, provider questions, deeper health related questions.
Right, anything
Samaritan.
health related that you have, because we at our Lincoln County call center this week we'll have a nurse on duty just to answer them if they come in, but we aren't there all the time and people have questions more often than just from 9 to 1.
Yeah.
So Samaritan has really stepped up and taken the lead on those health questions.
So awesome.
Yes, very
Yeah.
happy they've done that. And it's staffed with nurses from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. every single day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
And that's 541-451-SICK
Okay, and that is through the weekend.
through the weekend.
Nice. And ours 9 to 1 today and 9 to 1 tomorrow. But also crisis line as well. Which
Yeah,
is,
we talked with our director of behavioral health, and she really wants us to make sure people have the crisis line. This is a really tough time for a lot of people, and it can be easy to get into that spot where you're in crisis and you don't know where to turn. So she wants everyone to know that there is a crisis line available any time of day or night, any day of the week, and it's toll free. And that crisis line number is 866-266-0288. That'll get you with a counselor to talk about what's going on and see what you might need help with next. We also have information on our website that will help you with dealing with stress, anxiety, some tips on children's mental health. We have all of that on our revamped website today, including resources for the call center and all kinds of stuff is on
and to
there.
be clear, the COVID-19
The COVID-19 website, you can get to that by just Googling Lincoln County, and we've got a link on there.
Yeah, look in what's new and you'll see links to our COVID portal. Also, there's a red banner at the top of the page that'll take you to that page as well. Susan, the Crisis Center line, is that line any different than normally the Crisis Center line?
It's the same line as before.
Okay.
So lots of people have magnets that we've been handing out. That magnet number will still work.
So what do you think? I mean, just general best practices as we move forward. We're practicing that social distancing. We're staying at home. But what if that worried well where you think, oh my gosh, I'm feeling concerned about myself. Maybe you've got a cough. What are your thoughts on that for how people are feeling about their bodies and what they're sensing?
Well, if you have a health concern, call that line from Samaritan because they can help you understand what's going on. The other thing to do is to refocus on taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
That's something I have to tell myself every day.
Yes.
Take care of yourself. Take those breaks. If you have to work and you're in a stressful position or you're just stressed out in general, take some deep breaths, practice that calming. If you can go outside and maintain distance, go for a walk when it's not pouring down rain, or go in the rain if you love the rain.
Yeah.
Just do something to take care of yourself. Eat well and drink water. That is my goal today, is to drink the water I keep bringing to work.
Yeah.
To try and keep your body healthy.
Absolutely. So we really need to do that self-care mode. And, the call centers are open. It is a stressful time.
It is stressful, and it's okay to feel that anxiety right now. All of us are feeling that.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to reach out. Reach out to your friends and family by phone, by email, or FaceTime, whatever you want to do, because you've got to keep that connectedness so we can all get through this together.
Yeah. Well, Susan, thank you so much for giving us an update. You're incredible. You came in without any notes. It's like you have a photographic memory. We're in good hands.
I have notes right in front of me.
Well, thanks everyone again for tuning in to this County Connections COVID special. And remember, go to Lincoln County's website. You'll find in what's new within Health and Human Services, and the red banner at the top. That'll get you to our COVID portal page, and it's updated basically every day.
Sometimes many times a day. And then if you don't have a website, call 541-265-0621 for Lincoln County questions, or 211 for any other questions.
Yep. And the county call center, 9 to 1 today, 9 to 1 tomorrow, expanding hours coming. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks for listening to us. And as well, again, thank you to Equinove Communications for keeping terrestrial radio going. It's very important to have our partners, from the county's perspective anyways, to get this public information out to you. Be safe out there, take care of yourself, and we'll see you next week on Connections.